Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Gotham Knights video, and today what I got for you guys here is going to be a video breaking down this newspaper here from the special Gotham Knights care package that I received. I made a video unboxing that care package. You can check it out on the channel right now, but we're going to talk about what's in this newspaper, and there's also some brand new teasers that were put out for Gotham Knights in anticipation for DC FanDome, which is tomorrow. We got one more day. So here's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need everybody who's watching right now to destroy the like button. Hit that like button if you're looking forward to DC FanDome, if you're excited for the Gotham Knights reveal. It would show your support and I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here and you want to keep up to date on everything that's going down at DC FanDome tomorrow, I got you covered with news, updates, reactions. I'll showcase gameplay for Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, when those games launch in 2022, and so much more. If that sounds like a good deal to you, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be immediately notified when a video goes live. And with all that being said, let's jump into this. Okay, so unfortunately, if you watched my video yesterday, the newspaper that I got is in German. So we're not going to be able to look at this newspaper specifically and break everything down, but thankfully, a member of the community, James Sigfield, over on Twitter, reached out to me and sent me some HD screenshots of the newspaper in English, and I want to go over some Easter eggs. As I've mentioned previously, this newspaper is the exact one that we saw just a couple of days ago as it was released officially by the Gotham Knights social media pages, but before, when we saw it, it was all burnt up and we can only make up bits and pieces. This time you can see the entire thing. The headline from the Gotham Gazette is Bruce Wayne dead, Wayne Manor collapse called freak accident. And apparently the investigation continues. Wayne Manor collapse deemed a quote-unquote tragic accident. And one of the things I'm most glad about after finally getting to see this newspaper in full is that we get to look at that one article that I was trying to read before but was cut off due to the newspaper being burnt when the Gotham Knights social media page was teasing it. So here's an article from the newspaper. It says here, mysterious vigilante breaks up robbery in the Bowery by Hina Watanabe. It seems the Batman may have some competition. Late Wednesday evening, there were reports of gunfire and alarm bells deep within the Bowery. But when GCPD officers arrived at the scene, all supposed wrongdoers were neatly tied to a lamppost along with a mysterious note that only read, "You're welcome." The allegedly stolen goods from the local Gotham City bank branch were also left nearby for officers to collect. A trusted source inside the precinct has told us that the criminals described the vigilante as some super fast acrobat we couldn't even lay a hand on. The figure was also masked and wore black and blue. Definitely not the style of our local vigilantes, so here at the Gazette, we're wondering just who is this newcomer on the scene, and is there more to come from them? We'll be on the lookout for sure. The GCPD is still looking for the information about the crime as well as the new mysterious vigilante. If you or someone you know has any information, report it to the GCPD immediately. So yeah, originally I thought this was pertaining to Red Hood due to the gunshots and alarm bells, but I guess the gunshots was strictly coming from the criminals themselves, and it looks like it was Nightwing on the scene. And what's most interesting about this is that it seems Nightwing is not a public figure that Gotham knows about. And I wonder if this is going to play a factor into the story about these characters finally coming to the limelight, revealing themselves as the new saviors of Gotham City, the new protectors of the city. Moving on though, there is a potential hint to one of the villains that may show up in Gotham Knights, and I don't know how excited people are going to be to hear this, but it comes from a letter to the editor in the newspaper. It reads as follows: Dear Gotham Gazette, I cannot stress my disappointment in your weekly riddles section that rolled out in the latest issue. Who is responsible for writing these? I must demand that they either be fired or educated in the skill of riddle writing. I swear I, and likely the entire population of the city, could solve these in their sleep. If you are in need of someone with competency and skill in this area, please reach out to me immediately. I would be more than happy to right these wrongs. Signed, Ingram D. Wade, which is an anagram for Edward Nygma. Yeah, so are we going to be collecting Riddler trophies again? Are we going to have to solve 242 riddles to go against this guy once again and beat him up? Is he going to be taunting us throughout the entirety of Gotham Knights? I don't know, I still have PTSD flashbacks from Arkham Knight, especially having played that game recently. Not sure if I'm prepared for this. On the back of the newspaper, which I can show actually, you can see there a nice little screenshot of Mr. Freeze. We already know that Mr. Freeze is going to be one of the villains we'll go up against in the game. And it says, although I can't see what it says in English on this newspaper, it's translated to Have you seen this individual? Next to that is also Pamela's Cafe and Diner, which of course potentially references Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy. We've seen the concept art, or we've seen in general screenshots of this Pamela's Cafe and Diner before. Then finally, there is an Easter egg in the headlined article that may hint towards an ally that we may see show up in Gotham Knights, either through just the main story or maybe as a future DLC character. It's mentioned here in the headline article, a quote, "Bruce knew how to pick his allies. He surrounded himself with people for whom his altruism was seen as a strength," said Kane Industries CEO Jacob Kane, who was also Mr. Wayne's uncle. That's right, this is the brother to Martha Kane, who is of course Bruce Wayne's mother, and his daughter is Kate Kane, who is Batwoman. Now, I don't want to say that any of this stuff is a confirmation. We may not even see Riddler show up in the game, we may not see Poison Ivy. All we know for sure is that Mr. Freeze is one of the villains, and then we have as well the Court of Owls, but besides that, nothing here confirms characters that are going to show up in Gotham Knights. These could just be Easter eggs and that's it. So I don't want anybody to jump the gun, but it's pretty damning evidence, and I would say it's pretty fair to assume that we're going to see DLC characters in Gotham Knights, and maybe Kate Kane, Batwoman, will be one of them. And then last up in the news, we got a couple of brand new teasers for Gotham Knights leading up to DC FanDome tomorrow. These come from the Gotham Knights social media pages, so I'm just going to roll them for you here. There's some quotes that come with these tweets. The first one being, "No one dares to whisper their name," which is so cryptic. I love that. Then there's another one that says here, "Does anyone really know Gotham City?" And then finally in the latest teaser, which is the one that they just put out today, which seems to be a labyrinth for the Court of Owls, it says, "The walls are listening." Just when I think that my hype couldn't increase for Gotham Knights more, it just reaches an all-new high every single time they put out one of these brand new teasers. Tomorrow cannot get here soon enough. I swear these next 24 hours are gonna feel like 24 years. And with all that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Out of all the Easter eggs that we saw potentially on that newspaper, which one do you find the most interesting? And also, out of all those brand new teasers, which one did you like the most? Sound off in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.